It's been teased, it's been previewed, and now the new Ford Ranger has finally been launched. So nothing more for it. Let's get in the new V6 flagship Wildtrak model and go for a proper drive and see what it's all about.
The Wildtrak is at the head of an overhauled lineup of 5 Ranger dual cab ute models that boast new styling, tech and engineering. Prices go up, of course. The cheapest dual cab 4x4 starts just under $50,000 and this model tops things out over $70,000. And yes, the crazy new twin-turbo Raptor performance ute is more expensive again, but that's not launching for a little while yet.
You're looking at one of the biggest stories when it comes to Ford's new Ranger, the Lion V6 turbo diesel 3-litre engine that elevates Ford's top-selling ute into the performance elite of the category. It mates with a 10-speed auto and a new Borg-Warner permanent 4x4 system that includes low range.
The fundamental shape of the new Ranger is bluffer and more muscular than before. The Wildtrak is distinguished by a unique grille, 18-inch alloy wheels and sports bar, and topped off by roof rails and a power roller shutter for the load box.
The fundamental dimensions of the new Ranger stay much the same as before, but there's been a huge uplift in tech. The digital instrument cluster is new, and so is this enormous 12-inch colour touchscreen that's exclusive to the top-spec Wildtrak.
A key improvement for the Ranger driver is the steering wheel now adjusts for reach as well as rake. Front seats are a new design as well.
The Wildtrak actually doesn't get the top spec digital instrument cluster, so still no proper tacho, and that's not good. The touchscreen is huge, but importantly, Ford's retained some hard buttons down the bottom for vital functions like volume and temperature. Ford's tried to create a bit more room in the rear seat of the new Ranger by doing things like scalloping out the doors, but the fundamental space stays the same as before. You do sit upright, typical of a ladder frame ute, and it's not that spacious in here. It feels a tiny bit less roomy than before, but that may just be my impression. You do get new features though. Rear aircon vents now standard for rear seat passengers. Ford makes a big deal about the increased usability of the load box of the new Ranger. Access steps help you get in and out, protective box capping on the sides, but most importantly, because the track is 50mm wider, you can now fit an Aussie pallet in the back here. Get in the V6 Ranger Wildtrak and the expectation is the engine performance is going to be mind-blowing. Well, not quite that, I'd say strong. It's obviously got plenty of torque and it copes really well with a load, which is great news, especially for towers and people who are going to use this to haul loads. But the weight of the Ranger is such that it takes the edge off the acceleration. It's still pretty impressive though.
The V6 is obviously a step up from the 4-cylinder. Its auto seems better matched with less shift shock, and it's also quieter, smoother with less vibration, and it sounds better.
The Aussie-developed Ranger has always been a good handler. By ute standards, it's terrific on winding bitumen. It's at its best on dirt roads, especially when you throw corrugations into the mix. And then when you get off-road, it's got the 4x4 skill set to cope.
Utes aren't renowned for their ride qualities, but the old Ranger was at the top of the class and the new one is also right there. We found a bit of a load on board helped calm any stiffness and flightiness from the leaf spring rear end. All up, the new Ranger Wildtrak V6 dual cab is an impressive vehicle. It's a sellout success right now, and it's hard to imagine too many owners being disappointed when they finally get their hands on their new ute. The V6 engine really does add a new performance dimension.
But of course, this is just a first taste launch review. Carsales has a series of road tests in the works with the Ranger lineup, and we're also going to do comparison tests against the key rivals, including the Toyota Hilux. Will the Ranger stand up to the scrutiny? Tune in to find out.